Hey guys, Double Diamond Railroad back with an operating test session. I just moved the Wheeling Lake Erie consist up to the tank train from the other side of the layout. Got him in there, backed up, shut down. Now we're going to come bring our engines around from the engine house around the layout and bring him back to the coal train. So he's got to run a full route here to get down there to hook up the coal train and pull him out. Okay, here we go now. We'll back up. We'll be coming into view soon. Boy, I got the speed on these. Momentum, everything's set pretty, very realistic for a slow coal train. And we got a dirty spot over there. I found out I just had a switch up front here is acting up. And I sprayed deoxit on the points, the thing worked perfect. Before that, it was acting like it was a bad switch. So I got dirt in those pivot point contacts, keeping it from making contact. And you think you got a real problem, but you don't. It's just dirt in the contact. So I'm going to spray that one. I'll go back here and spray that one too. Right there's speed step one, just a creeping. That's notch 2. Speed step 2 on the NCE power cab. Hopefully all my cars are still on the track from all the banging around back there and work. Pick up the speed here. Going to bring him around to the front of the layout. Well, he'll come around the front and then go up the mountain route so he can see if he's going to make the through the switch up there, the new switch. Nothing like a CSX Coal Train. I got CSX, NS, C&O, B&O, old cars, C&Os, string, Norfolk and Western, Conrails, got 5 of those, and then Chicago Northwestern, which need weathered. They're too bright. But that's things you can do on bad days of weather. Get the tray out in your paints and make up a wash, a dirty wash, and pick the tint you want, either gray or black or kind of rusty, whatever you want on there. Depends. I do it based on how old the car is, what road name it is. Some of the Conrails are weathered, I see, and I don't see anything on the Chicago Northwestern. Wish I had sound on him. I have to get that next year. I'll have it installed. We've got another dirty switch. Barely got through it. If you had single engine, you're dead in the water. That's why I pair them up. One of them drags the other one through or pushes it through. He'll get some speed here. Even though it's going up the mountain, 2% grade, we're going to get some speed to go through the switch. Hopefully it works. Worked by itself with the engines, but I haven't run any cars through it. He's all, oh, there goes one right there. First coal car derailed. Okay, Double Diamond Railroad back. It's the next day, next morning. Had to do a bunch of work and wasn't getting anywhere. I was ready to rip out the whole track from curb piece from the switch around to the bridge under the tunnel and put one nice smooth transition piece without joints there. Would have eliminated two joints anyway. But we came down and I refiled the switch. We fixed the joint down here first of all. Fix that joint again, and I took out the insulated rail joiner here because I could see the cautos were jumping up over that thing. Tried to trim it down, to popped off, so Took it all apart, desoldered this side, and put regular joiner in and joined that block, number 9 block with number 4 block. They both have to be on now. It's okay. So it doesn't matter with DCC. I don't care about having it. So I got a different, bigger block to turn on and off with 2 switches. Either one will power it. Somewhere it's backfeeding if you only turn one on though. I don't know what's going on with that. Had that off and on. I don't care. It works. So it's not critical. So I redid the joints here and made sure they're aligned and filed. And there I need to file some more. It's a little bit rough. And then solder the joiners again to hold it in position. Got a nail in here. Got the track curve just right to keep that joint straight. Still a little bit of kink, but it doesn't mind that at all. It goes right through there. The problem was back at that frog still. And I gotta put a little nail in right here, right there, to hold the rails over, since I don't have any ties to go down through. Keeps it from shifting out on the curve. So I ended up filing the frog again. Right here, went deeper here, made sure it was good. But I think the real problem was here, down in here, in that rail guard. I think the tie is down in there. Something was raised up and the wheels were, because I always saw it tilt like this and wreck over this way. So I took this file and went down in there, right through there, and really filed that deep down there to get the knobs off the rails, because to me it looked like they're raised up in there. Carved that out, and now it goes right through it, glides right through it, or it did 6 times so far. And we pulled this section of Coal Train up, but what I found, I cannot pull 19 cars of the Coal Train. Maybe it's because of the car at the end has the end of train marker and those wheels drag. It's like it's too much drag. And sometimes the couplers break off the engine, break apart there. I found a car now, I think it's working with an old NS I put up there. The coupler on the ES44 is riding high in the back. So if it gets uneven, it pops off. So something isn't right about that. I think it needs shimmed or something. Tilt it down. But it was just too much weight with the 19 cars coming up that grade. When I hit the switch, they break apart or wreck the first car. It's like it couldn't get through the switch with all that strain. Those cars, to me, don't have enough weight in them. I should have to check them all and put weights on them, because I think they're way too light, and that's why they jump off. They can't take that pulling load. So I cut it down to 11 cars. Amazingly, I got through. So we're going to try to make a run up through here. See if it'll do it for me again on camera. I don't know. And I got my controller upside down, so now it's hard to tell what I'm doing. Gotta watch it here. Yeah, it's speed step 8. There, I changed the speed and he cut loose. Made a jerk there and he cut loose. Okay, we'll pull him up. It's a coupler issue. We got through the switch. That's what matters. Now we're hooked up again. We got through the switch though. Now I got to deal with fixing that coupler somehow. Coupler height. It's sitting way too high compared to the car. So any kind of uneven track lifts right off. Okay, so we're gonna come back. Made it through. We're gonna back through it now, as if they were up here having to work the mine. slow them down. Oh, okay. Here we go. Wrong button. I was on the increase, decrease steps. It's like a bigger jump or something. Increase fast, increase, yeah. That's what it was. Because I'm using it upside down. Okay, let's see if we can back through the switch. We're going to pick up the speed. Faster than normal. I remember I had that trouble way back when I tried to get up to that many cars. I might be able to run like 15. It's probably the drag of that last car. But I don't know if I want to run something that big. I like this size right here. It's about 11 cars. It is 11 cars. So we're going to stop there. So I'll put the other ones up here on the coal mine siding where I used to have them. And this train length, usually 11 cars. That's about what I run, 10 to 11 cars, because it fits my layout better. Now the intermodal is 14 cars, but 10 of them are the short 40 footers, so that works pretty good. So let's see here. Reverse, forward. Pick up his speed. Run through a little bit faster, see if we can survive. Now he cut loose on that spot again. It's an unlevel spot right there on the bridge. Okay, so now it's still a coupler issue. Come back and hook them up. There's a joint right there, but it's a coupler height issue on the ES44. It's just slipping out when he gets up there. When I hook him up again, he's good. I think we're good now. I think we'll be safe to run trains through. I'll get a different set of trains. I mean, last night was to the point I couldn't even run my two Max 70s through. They were both wrecking. It was that frog and that guard. The depth had to be really increased. And looking in the camera, I can see back here is a little bit of jog and still right there a little bit. But it's working. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to test more engines and trains through before I try to do anything else. If it works there, it's like don't mess with it. Because I had it working good and then I secured things down, soldered joints, and then it started wrecking again. But it's still the frog. So that's progress. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. I've got to go grab lunch and busy this afternoon with the electrician coming to put up an LED bar light over the layout. And I got to get to the chiropractor, so have to wrap it up here. That's plenty long enough, but I'm just happy. I was so depressed last night over how many hours I put in. I still had nothing. It was wrecking over and over. Even the engines were wrecking by themselves, single engines. And now we come down in 30 minutes, we got it back in shape here. So let's hope it holds up. Seems like when it shifts overnight or something, stress letting out, but I think I got it. This time I put the joiners on, soldered them, then I put the nail in. Well, actually, I put the joiners on, positioned the track to make the joint look good, put the nail in the middle, right there. Right there's a nail. And then I soldered these two up here on the outside to hold it in position so it wouldn't flex anymore. So hopefully that works, doing it in that order. Okay guys, Double Diamond Railroad, have a good day, out.